Hello, this is Congressman Gingrey of the 11th Congressional District of Georgia, coming to you from Washington D.C. It's April 23rd. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update about what's been going on up here inside the Beltway. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, before the Easter recess, in fact, the Democrats passed this massive health care reform bill. We refer to it as Obamacare. They refer to it as Patient Protection and Affordable Care Health Care Act of 2010. I've been very much, even as a physician, very much opposed to such a massive takeover of indeed 1/6 of our economy by the federal government. And I just have this great fear that it will lead to rationing, as it has in other countries like the UK and Canada and many of these countries that have gone to Western European type of socialism that includes socialized medicine. I think the doctor and the patient relationship should be preserved and be sacrosanct and not interfered with by a bunch of government bureaucrats. We can and will when my party takes over, and I think that's going to be sooner rather than later. I'm looking forward to, in fact, the election on November the 2nd. People are outraged about this bill. It was crammed down their throats. They told their politicians, their representatives, whether they were Republicans or Democrats, they did not want this bill. So we will vow to you, I will pledge to my constituents to repeal this bill and then replace it with the things that we've been suggesting for over a year and a half. We don't have time to go into every one of them, but I can talk to you individually about those. But just know that we'll get it right without breaking the bank. And that really gets down to the real root of the whole problem and where I come in regard to trying to represent you as a lifelong conservative. I think we need to lower taxes, not raise them. I think we need to cut spending, not increase that. And I know we can't borrow our way to prosperity. If that were possible, Greece would not be insolvent today. We are in real trouble when countries like Japan and China say, you know, I'm not going to continue to lend you money. Or if I'm going to lend it to you, I'm going to jack up the interest rate because your credit rating is no longer AAA. And that's the situation you get into when you have $13 trillion worth of debt, and it's projected to go up to $20 trillion by the year 2020. That's way over 100% of our gross domestic product. And now, as we go forward into the election season, my big concerns, and I'll try to be very brief on this, but this Financial Regulatory Reform Act, where Obama and the Democratic majority say they're finally going after Wall Street and they're going to attack the big banks and Goldman Sachs and all of this stuff, there are some provisions in that bill that basically make this issue of too big to fail, where the government comes in like they did with General Motors and AIG and bails out. Well, you know who's bailing out, of course. It's me and you, John Q. taxpayer. And this, as I see this bill right now, it's certainly the version that came through the House, and the reason I voted against it is because it perpetuates the too big to fail and government bailouts. And it's time to stop that. We ought to let people be entrepreneurs and give them a chance to succeed. But if they can't succeed because of sloppy business practices or a poor business plan, then it's not your responsibility to bail them out. I know nobody bails you out when you get behind on your credit card or any other debt. The other thing, of course, is this energy bill. I'm tremendously against cap and tax that would add $3,000 a year to the average family's utility bill. We can do some things, we can do alternative energy, but we've got to continue to go after our domestic sources of natural gas and oil off our outer-continental shelves, and we need to start some nuclear power plants. But anyway, that's where we are right now. Don't want to make this too long, but I thank you for tuning in, and we'll do this try to do it on a weekly basis, and so you'll know what's going on here in Washington, and then you can have that feedback to me either through my office in Marietta or in Rome or up here in Washington. You can also go to my website, to Facebook or YouTube, and get on our email list, and we'll look forward to communicating with you that way as well. Thank you so much.